RevelatorAlf.
Hello, good morning to you. I am here just in Oxfordshire in the UK, just about to continue my journey to work, and I thought just come down one of these little side avenues here, have a little bit of a lovely ride along the promenade, as it were. Anyway, yeah, this is just a side drive. But anyway, I thought I'd just do something a little bit different this morning for you. Now, I want to let you all know that I don't know about you, but I've kind of been getting a little bit bored at home during this lockdown period when I'm not at work, and I've finished all my little DIY projects, and I've cleaned the bike left, right and centre, and I've worked in the workshop, and I've done all my creative stuff. And there comes a point when you're like, oh, well, you know, is this more of a drive here? I'm not sure if it's a drive or a footpath. Alright, well, we'll go down it. But I started thinking the other day, you know what? I get so many questions from and emails and comments from people asking me about fixing something or trying to come up with a solution for something, and testing out new products. So do you know what? That's kind of what I've been doing the last couple of days. I've been ordering a few parts, trying to find solutions for things, and I'm kind of halfway there, really. I'm not really sure how brilliant they are, but anyway, look, so there's going to be a few videos coming out testing a few products, but also trying to find solutions to your questions about the Sport Glide and the Softails in general. But if you've got any more questions, please send them in, and if you've got a particular issue with your bike, send it in, and I'll see if I can come up with a solution for you. Now, the kind of solutions that I like to find are ones that are relatively inexpensive or free, and you can do this at home by yourself. That's the kind of thing that I like, you know, kind of a fixer, a hack, as it were. So anyway, so I've done a couple already. I've got a couple more videos coming out. There's a few interesting ones. There we go, this is the end of the line here. There's a few interesting ones coming out, no doubt. But anyway, let's get onto the main road here. So I just wanted to know what you guys have been up to, really, the last few days. I've got to say, the last few days in England, and they kind of been mentioning it on the TV as well, the news, that there's a concern that more and more people are starting to leave their homes now. We're still under this lockdown for coronavirus, by the way, of course. But more and more people are venturing out doing these non-essential journeys. And I kind of get that impression that more and more people, I don't know, are just thinking, well, I can go out now, I can do this, I can do that. I mean, there's a very real risk, of course, that when people start doing this, they start the spread of this infection again. And that's what they're really concerned about, this another infection. Oh, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm no expert. I couldn't tell you, but I can certainly understand that fear. But also, I can understand people's frustrations when they're thinking, well, if I just keep my distance away from people, why shouldn't I be able to get out and about? But that's what we're being asked to do. So we've got to play the game, haven't we? And the thing is, you know, you still probably get people, if you let people just have unrestricted movement, let's say, then the chances are that people will start congregating again. And as soon as people start getting close to each other again, that's what the worst thing that can happen. But I suppose there comes a point where you just got to manage, it's just got to be managed, and people have got to be allowed to get back to some kind of work schedule, able to earn money, you know. I mean, how long is this going to go on for otherwise? It's very odd, very strange. But anyway, but I've certainly noticed that the last couple of days, and I've also noticed, I've got to say, I mean, I get up at all times of the morning, actually, depends if I'm working, not I'm working, and I'll venture out quite early, especially on my way to work. But I'll tell you what, you find people doing the strangest things at odd times of the day and night now. You know, people just doing, you know, so many people doing exercise, we know that, because let's face it, people doing exercise because they're bored. And yeah, I suppose they want to keep fit as well, but let's face it, they're bored. So they're just doing that. It's just a way of getting out of the house for, you know, a day. But people are just doing it at really odd times of the morning, you know, 5 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, going out. It's if they're, you know, avoiding the burning midday sun or something, you know. It's just like, right, I've got to get out really early. And then people are doing things in their exercise, but then they're going out in groups, like cyclists, yes, you lot, cyclists. You know, you're meeting up with your friends, and you're going around in a group. So you don't live with these people, they're not part of your household, it's just a group of cyclists together, and you're going off. So, I mean, where's the social distancing in that? It's crazy. I understand people getting their exercise, but you got to keep your distance away from people. And this is the same thing about not moving. It's odd. Some people are starting to ignore the recommendations. Look, and I'm sure there have been people and areas of the country where they've been totally ignoring it anyway. And I kind of get it. I kind of get, especially in the cities, the big cities as well, where people might be a lot closer to each other anyway. You know, but people just think, oh, well, you know, what can we do? We just got to do the best we can, and if we get close to each other, we get close to each other. You know, you find yourself walking past somebody, let's say in the supermarket, you hold your breath. You know, okay, I won't breathe anything as I walk past them. But then the next corner, somebody's about, you know, right next to you anyway, because they want to pick something off the shelf as well. Oh, it's nuts. Absolutely nuts, isn't it? But this, I mean, this is what it is. You know, people have been acting a bit odd. And whilst I've been bored at home trying to come up with solutions to things for my bike and life and all that sort of stuff, I've kind of been quite observant of what people have been doing as well. Just weird. But let us know if you found that as well. Have you noticed people being a bit odd in the last few days especially? Have you picked up on something that people are starting to, you know, maybe just, I don't know, spread their wings a little bit more, just be a bit more carefree? Maybe they're starting to think, well, the numbers are coming down now, the health services can, you know, cope with this now, so there's nothing to worry about. Maybe they're listening to politicians, you know, and listening to what these politicians are telling us, you know, the good advice and the crazy advice or crazy statements that those politicians, you know, the ones we're talking about, I'm not going to mention their names, I'm not going to give them a platform here, but, you know, coming up with outlandish things, and you think, what the hell, what is the world coming to? What are people actually on about, you know? But anyway, look, that's enough about that. I just thought, a glorious ride this morning. I've certainly noticed a lot more cars on the road. Now, you might think it was hardly any cars on the road, but compared to what it was a couple of weeks ago, we're 6 o'clock, or just 6:30 in the morning, this is a lot more cars than it was a couple of weeks ago, no doubt. So, you know, there is definitely more movement out there, and when you go out during the day, there's definitely more movement, definitely more people driving their cars, whatever, in this area anyway. Maybe you've noticed it where you are as well. I'm sure most people are still being responsible, but I'm sure also a lot more people are thinking, well, look, an essential journey for me is to go to work. Nobody's told me that it's not a law to say that my work is not essential work. There's no such thing as that. Actually, what they've said is, in this country at least, they said only make an essential journey to work if you can't work from home. So if you can't work from home, then you got to work. I think most people, a lot of people were thinking, well, oh well, we can't work then, so we'll stay at home. Or businesses were forced to close, like say in the catering or pub business or whatever. Maybe some businesses decided to close down, and that left their employees in the lurch a little bit. But lots of people, let's say self-employed, would think, well, no, I can still work. I'm going to still work. So whilst the work is definitely closed down a lot, I think a lot of people suddenly start to realise, well, actually, no, hold on a minute. I am allowed to work, especially if I'm just working by myself. And I kind of fully understand that. I don't know what the rights and wrongs of it are, but I understand why people have started to twig now that actually I can move a little bit more, and I can go and work if I can, if I've still got a job, and I still can go and do stuff. I mean, they were saying the other day, this is an interesting thing, they were saying the other day they've noticed a lot more people lining up at DIY centres to get their stuff. Well, I'm sorry, that's not the people's fault. That's the government's fault for allowing the DIY places to remain open, and also for those DIY places to take online orders, and they've been really responsible. The DIY places said, right, you want to buy stuff from us, we're not making you walk in the shop, but you can go online, order something and collect it outside, and they notify you when it's time to collect. A great system, right? So you have to queue up and keep your social distancing. So the implication is, well, this really isn't an essential journey for you to go pick up stuff at the DIY shop so you can do DIY repairs. Well, for me, actually, I think that is an essential journey. Not in the sense that, oh, you have to do DIY, but it's an essential part of keeping the economy going. People are responsible, and also if you're doing DIY at home, if you're careful, that is, then you're keeping people at home even more. And if you do have a business, you can keep that running as well and doing little odd jobs for people. So, you know, I understand when people say, well, it's your more mobility out, we don't want people to out and about, or we don't want more people doing DIY at home because they might hurt themselves, whatever. But I'm telling you what, the health service can handle all that. They certainly can. So I think there's, I don't know, that sometimes I get the impression there's a little bit of miscommunication, there's a bit of misinterpretation, and there's a little bit of he said, she said. You know, well, actually, whilst there are rules that are put in place, there also should be a realisation that people still have to function, or people still have to keep their minds occupied. Or if you want people to abide by staying at home, you've got to give them the tools to be able to stay at home. Give them something to do. And also that helps the economy keep on running as well. We can't just all sit around and do exercise and, you know, go to the supermarket and eat all the time. We've actually got to do something physical. And this is the opportunity when we hardly have any time on our hands under normal circumstances. Now we've got the time to actually allow us to go and do this kind of stuff. Fix up our homes. Look, I've done it myself. Yes, I know, stone me if you will. I've ordered a few things at the DIY shop. I've gone to pick them up and I've done it. Because I came to the realisation, I said, hold on, there's nothing wrong here. I'm keeping my distance away from people. So I don't know, am I wrong? Let me know what you think about that. But anyway, look, I've been doing a few things at home. I've been coming up with a few fixes and solutions for things. And answering your questions as best I can. But if you've got any more solutions, I'm going to pull over here, by the way. If you've got any more issues with your bikes, with anything really, let us know what it is, and I'll catch you. Well, I'll try and find a solution. Try and do something. Maybe make a video, or maybe just talk about it randomly as I do. But anyway, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell, like and share, leave comments, check out the website RevelatorAlf.com. I've also put a products page on the website as well, so all the stuff that I've been using, all the stuff that I have used as well. So if you want to get yourself hold of that, you can as well. But anyway, catch you again on the next video. Ta-da!
RevelatorAlf.